Hello, everybody. We are back from our break. We are about to start our fourth round, which is kind of our third round. We are going to see the matchup between Bryan Manolakos and Michael Flores. I'm Michael Hoyp. I'm joined by Flint Espil. All right, Flint,
Hey,
are you excited for this match?
I am very excited for this match. I don't know what's been banned. I don't know what people are playing.
Well, if you don't know his band, let's figure that out. All right, let's bring that up. We have Bryan Manolakos. He has brought the Esper Stiflenaut, Sly, and his Black Red Muse deck. His Esper Stiflenaut deck has been banned, while Flores has Stasis, Replenish combo, and Rift Slide. His Replenish combo has been banned. So Mano has two red decks, the Sly and the Black Red Muse, up against the potential Stasis and Rift Slide. Flint, do you want to make a prediction on what the players will bring?
So the players were just talking about. I think Mano said this will be quick. But to be fair, both of his remaining decks can be pretty quick, but Sly is obviously the quicker one.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at Flores's decks, I'm just trying to think like how well those match up. Um, gosh, I would say that Mano probably brought Sly. And Flores probably brought Stasis.
Okay.
I don't know. That doesn't seem right, but that's my guess.
All right, we'll jump down. First up, Mano is bringing Sly, so he's settled on the mono red deck. Aggressive, curve, so I guess the difference is he does not have baubles. He has a Phyrexian Furnace. This is the matchup that he put this in was just against Mike Flores for the replenish deck, and he still banned the replenish deck. So that's unfortunate, but so yeah, the Phyrexian Furnace in the main not going to shine, I guess, but still maybe get to see it. And then Flores will be playing the Rift Slide. So
Oh no.
Flint
It's
Flint
Greek.
Flint has finally shown that he's human and not
Uh
not a god. So though
rats.
I mean I have not experienced this matchup a ton. I've seen it on camera when Aaron Dex played it in the European Championship. But from my understanding, from what I've heard, this is a position where Flores thinks that he should beat the red deck. So we'll see if Flores can notch his first win under his Premodern Showdown series belt. And I'm ready to start. Are you, Flint?
I will message the players and let them know.
Okay. All right, we have Mano on the left with the Sly deck. I don't know if this is a mulligan or if there's just still initially shuffling. And then Flores on the right with his Rift Slide deck. So Aaron says that he feels like he likes the matchup. He feels like it's a little bit in Sly's favor. Oh,
Okay.
interesting. Because I feel like a lot when like Flores had designed the list that he had the red deck in mind. So see his camera is pulsing. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do anything about that.
It's alive. It's got a heartbeat.
um,
Is it just trying to focus?
yeah, I don't know. To
Do 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 do. Sorry, my dogs are saying hello there.
yes.
So is the beating of this hideous playmat.
So dogs are always cheering for a deck with Jackal Pup, right?
Obviously.
So, okay. So just so we know which side they're on. So all right. So I had thought that the red white deck was favored. Well, I should get this trade wind rider out of here. Um,
Mhm.
uh, do you think and Aaron has said that he likes Slies. So who are you going to pick in this? Are you on the team red deck or team red white?
I mean, if Aaron's play tested this a bunch, I'll go with Aaron. I obviously haven't. I mean, I would guess it's pretty draw. I think that there were probably hands that Flores could draw that Aaron just can't, or that Aaron that Mano just can't beat. Like an early spark spray into maybe another spark spray into a lightning rift into a I don't know a what's the renewed faith or whatever, like to
Mm-hmm.
gain some life and kill something else. Like, I think that could make things really hard for Mano if Flores can keep him off of all of his early attackers and then gain some life. But I don't know. I really haven't play tested this at all.
Yeah. All right, it looks like Flores is doing his best to make some last minute adjustments, probably for our comfort, but I don't know if we'll get them resolved. I feel like last week it was not an issue, so I thought we were in the clear, but might be
There we
just
go.
something that we have to deal with. All right, fingers crossed that. Oh,
Looks good.
all right, I'm fine with that. All right, we can deal with that. I think. Yeah. I mean,
Fact.
I would say I wouldn't blame him. I feel like that was pretty distracting. I so right. It looks like players have resolved their mulligans. They're aware they can start, right?
Yeah, I did message them. I don't know if
Okay.
they saw
Yep.
it.
Yep. Yep. So so yeah, I think a lot of this matchup's going to come down to like, does Bryan have early pressure? Is Flores able to answer that? Like cheap cards like Source of Plowshares or Spark Spray can answer an early Jackal Pup. But and then connecting with a Ball Lightning could be really important. But that's not a given when there's just one mana spells interact pretty favorably against those. So we do see a pup off a wooded foothills in a mountain. So
And a planes.
all right,
Which planes is that, Mike?
a revised one. I don't know.
Yeah, but which one?
It could be unlimited. I don't even know, but I think it's I don't know. B revised planes B.
Yes, B. Yes.
Regardless, the Jackal Pup not afraid of the planes. It's going to attack, but it is going to get exiled to a Source of Plowshares. So the one mana removal spells we talked about coming to play, though. Mano has a backup pup and a Monk Fanatic, and also I'll note the Barbarian Ring that was used to cast. So I have to think that he doesn't have extra mana, but that could come into play where his Barbarian Ring could become another source of damage. In for 3, the Jackal Pup and the Monk Fanatic. Flores will fall to 17. We'll have to. I don't think we have a life tracker for Flores, so we'll have to do our best to keep track because that is definitely something that is relevant. So 3 more, he'll go to 14. I'm gonna just bring up a life counter for my own. I guess I got one on screen. I guess I don't need to have two going it twice, but all right. And then Seal of Fire has been added. Flores has a renewed faith that is being cycled, so that's good for 2 life.
I think he just cast it.
No, he's only got 2 mana. It costs 3 mana to cast.
Oh, does it 3? It's 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So
You can tell how often I play that deck.
yeah.
I don't think I played it since it was in standard.
Okay. I definitely had this because it was a cheap deck to make. All right. He'll attack with all 3, but a Spark Spray will take out the Jackal Pup and then also deal a damage to Mano. So he'll follow up with a Grim Lavamancer. So still keeping the constant sorts of damage, though we haven't seen like a big hitter like Ball Lightning come down. So who are you liking here in the spot? I mean, we're a few turns in, and there's been a little bit of back and forth. Um, I'm not sure exactly who's in the best position here. Flores cycled a Eternal Dragon that'll get him another Plains, and I have him at 15. All right, we got our pup exiled from the
Yep.
Swords of Plowshares.
Seems kind of relevant now that there's a Lavamancer.
Okay, that's definitely fair. And so Flores just plays a Plains and passes the turn. Mana will untap. Okay, so no Ball Lightning right here. He'll just attack for 2. And we have a cycled Slice and Dice that will have the Mog Fanatic deal a damage to Flores. But now he's not facing any recurring damage.
Well, now he can play his Ball Lightning. Coast is clear.
Only the Flint Espil Ball Lightnings, the
Yeah,
ones
that's right.
that don't have to sacrifice at the end of turns.
The immortal Ball Lightning.
Is that what you're setting me up for? Is that
Exactly. Was the best kind, obviously.
I agree. Ball lightnings that don't have to sacrifice would probably be the best kind. And yeah, we have a Rune of Protection. What is it? Is it just Rune of Protection red? Okay.
Yep. I do know that this is 1 white mana to activate.
So yeah, pretty similar to the Circle Protection reds that we more commonly see. It has the ability to cycle, but yeah, the activations cost white. And given that Flores is both a cycling deck and a white base deck, it's not that big of a deal. He'll show him a alternated frame shock. It's from the 7th edition art, I believe.
So with it on the stack, it looks like he's shocking, sacking seal, and fire blasting.
Okay, so he'll get his chance to deal 4 damage.
8.
Oh, you have him at 8? I had him at 10.
Yeah. He dealt 8 damage. He went shock, seal, fire blast.
Oh, the fire blast.
Yep.
Well, then I have Flores at 6. Did I miss something?
No. I don't think so.
Okay. So Jackal Pup will keep a mana at bay. It's kind of like a Russian import, I guess. But
Rishadan Pup.
I would like to see a Slice and Dice cast with a Jackal Pup in play. Hard cast.
Oh, yeah.
Like 6 mana, deal 4 to you.
Living the dream.
All right, Flores with a lot of white mana, which I'm guessing he's going to keep in play as long as he can. So I guess things that are interesting here, the Barbarian Ring. I don't know if it's active, but
Yeah, it should be.
if
2 mountains, a fire blast, a pup,
okay.
a lavamancer, a fanatic.
This is a hard cast Renewed Faith. So I think that almost just like closes the door. Like,
yeah, that might do it.
Unless like Flores were to play like very recklessly, I think this is pretty much locked up. Yep. So attack from the pup. That'll just tap a mana for Flores, and he's got 5 white sources, and then 2 additional mountains. So, I mean, you could just tap out and cast an Eternal Dragon. I think almost at this point, and feel pretty safe. There's a cycled Forgotten Cave. This will both remove the Jackal Pup and deal 2 damage to Mano, thanks to Jackal Pup's downside.
Bow wow, old friend.
Oh, wow. And I think, yeah, it's just a matter of just turns and sequences before Flores kind of gets enough resources or has enough stuff before Mano is done.
Mano's cracking a fetch land.
Yep, so he'll fall to 16. Are you ever comfortable? I guess you're probably not comfortable tapping out. I don't think there's any risk. Like, you could just wait 8 more turns and pretty much be in the same position.
Reason.
Like, yeah, there's not a good reason to tap out to cast like an Eternal Dragon. Grim Lavamancer. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I think it's just going to be attacking because I don't think you want to use the activations and deplete your graveyard because I think Barbarian Ring is like the only, and I don't even know a situation how you get him down to 2. I could see it maybe when he was at 6. I don't see it when he's at 12. So Mano's gonna just they're just gonna go quickly and go through the motions, but um, Mano will make his decisions. They're pretty straightforward. He's got a curse scroll, all right. That's a colorless source of damage that at least he can uh, maybe get Flores a little bit lower.
I think MTG Remy needs to do a cover of Limp Bizkit's Rollin'. It could be
Scrolling.
Scrollin'. What
All
do you
right.
think?
I
Scrolling.
I could see it. I could see
Huh?
it. Yes.
All right. I'm sure he watches our show like everybody else who plays Magic. So coming soon, I would imagine.
I do want to plug a social media that I've been following. It's not Magic related, but I've really found it interesting. Um, it's been on Instagram, and it's this guy that's rating all the U.S. license plates based on their design. And so he's going through, and like, I don't know, maybe I'm just like weird, but I find it like really fascinating. And so he's gotten through like about 20 of them, and I've really enjoyed it. So I think it's like Traveling Beard. I gotta find the name. I'll find it at some point.
I assume he's very funny.
I think it's really interesting. I don't know. I wouldn't say
Okay.
he's necessarily really funny, but I don't know. I thought the concept lists are really fun, and I don't know. I think it's insightful. He has some there. I guess the initial ones he'll rip on every state. Like he'll have some good jabs at whatever state that you're in. So
Excellent.
are you fond of the California license plate?
I mean, it's not great. Just the standard one. It's pretty plain. Actually, of all the places that I've lived, I think the Idaho license plate is the prettiest. It
I
has like a forest and a sunset on it.
Okay. I don't
Um,
like that one. I don't know off the top of my head. I mean, like ones that stand out. I think the Colorado one is probably one that like really stands out, and I like the design.
that's my
It's
second favorite
simple.
of the places that I've lived.
I'm just not even talking about places I live, but I mean, like that one in my mind stands out. Like the New York one stands out, but it's to me, it's not as. It's just I don't know. It's just because it's I don't know. It stands out. I think I like the Colorado one a lot, but Wisconsin one
Yeah.
is I'm pretty lukewarm on it. I don't think it's great, but
Yeah,
all
I've
right.
got my Colorado plates somewhere. They're not hung up, but I usually have those. And like every state that I've lived in, I have a license plate that I've kept. But I forgot to keep my Wisconsin plates when
Um,
I traded my car in.
uh,
And so you need to sit, someone from Wisconsin, please send me a Wisconsin plate so I have one.
we don't know anyone from Wisconsin.
Yeah, someone. I mean, I don't want to know how you got it, where you got it. Just send it to me.
Does it have to say like MTG PhD? Is that what the license plate
That
needs to
feels a
be?
little vain. That feels a little vain. You can just send me a whatever.
Okay.
Nice. Quest with the Shark. Very cool. So there's been some scrolling.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I guess I have not kept track of Flores's total life total, so I don't know where we're at. Uh, I guess I'll ask them.
I mean, the game's about to be over.
Okay.
Manos down to 3, and
All right. That not as big of an issue, I guess. One cycler will be able to finish off Mano. So
yeah.
apologize that we had to derail our conversation for license plates, but
But it was necessary
yeah,
and important.
I would say yes. But
All
we've got an incinerate,
right. Step
a,
1, incinerate.
a scroll,
Step 2, scroll. Step 3, profit.
and Flores can respond by cycling a slice and dice and dealing you 4. And
All right.
so
Game 2.
I don't know if that was a lethal amount of damage from Mano, but the timing of it worked out in Flores' favor. So Aaron has says that someone in Minnesota already has a license plate Bolt U and U spelled out, and then Bolt U. So that kind of surprises me. Like how many? I don't know. Bolt the bird. All right, let's jump over. Well, let's talk a little bit less about license plates. Not that I'm yelling at you, Flint, because obviously I've been the one driving the conversation. Talk a little bit more about Magic. Let's look at the decks. So Mano has Tormod's Crypts, some Blasts, a Meltdown, Flaring Pain. That could be a player. Sulfuric Vortex, also a player. And Anarchy. That one seems fine. Uh, Price of Progress. Well, Flores does have Battlefield Forge, Forgotten Cave, and Secluded Step. A lot of the time, the cycling lands don't end up in play. So I don't know how effective Price of Progress is. What cards do you
Yeah.
think are underperformers? Are you taking out Phyrexian Furnace? I mean, it actually could just like grind out an Eternal Dragon. I don't know if like that actually matters because like kind of at that point you're dying no matter what. Like if Flores is able to get to the late game, it doesn't really matter how he wins. So I don't. Maybe that's a card you take out. Like shocks aren't great. I don't know. Is shock better than Mog Fanatic? I would say no, but
No.
um,
Those are three price progress that he has.
there's one in the board. Does he have a bunch in the main?
Does he have three in the main?
I think that's possible.
I think he does. Let me just look. Yeah, I think he takes it all three price of progress and he brings in two anarchy and I don't know, maybe and a flying pain. And a flying pain. That's
Okay.
probably what I would do.
Did you say Flying Pain?
Flaring pain. Flying pain. I don't know.
We
I
should
can't talk
we
tonight.
should
It's my
design a
bad.
magic card. If you had to design a magic card of Flying Pain, what would it do? And what I don't even know what color it would be. Is it red blue? I don't know.
It's a red card, but it's a Birds of Paradise who's gone rogue, and it's got a little shield and a spear and a big helmet with spiky horns on it, and it's a 1/1 instead of a 0/1.
Okay.
But one red, and it has haste, and it taps for 1 mana of any color, but deals 2 damage to you.
All right. I have brought up Flores' deck, so he's got Thawing Glaciers. Don't know if he wants to bring that in this matchup. The Pyroblast also staying in the board. Seal of Cleansing actually has some merit. There's Sulfuric Vortex and Curse Scroll, though not the most important. Okay, I've skipped the Chroma's Vengeance, Exalted Angel. I think those are coming in.
Yeah,
Though I mean it's kind of hard to flip because there's so much burn. But I mean like if you're spending 3 mana and saving you some damage, I think that's fine. And getting a card out of Mano's hand. Is Humility ever a card you bring in against like the Ball Lightning deck?
I don't know. I was thinking about that.
You
I'm
do
just
have a
looking at.
lot of if you have like Sword, Spark Spray, and Slice and Dice and Lightning Rift. I think you're pretty covered
He
against.
might be okay.
I mean, I think the Astral Slides come out. There's 2 copies of those. I don't think
Are
those
there
are
two?
needed. Yeah, he has two. The I know the
Oh, I
year.
see him. I see him. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so like there already is a humility in the main. So I don't know, but price progress can be massive here. But like I think Flores is going to just prioritize cycling his non basics, and then
Yeah.
he
I think
really
he's
only
just gonna
has
play around it.
then he really only has 4 Battlefield Forges, and you do have the Eternal Dragons, which just fetch you a basic plane. So I don't actually think Price of Progress is that effective in this matchup. Uh, Enlightened Tutor is this? There's no like big haymaker that this really gets right.
That rune is so
Okay,
good
never mind.
though.
Okay, I lied. All right.
I
That's
think
the
you
card.
keep all four.
I couldn't
Yeah.
see it. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, okay. Um,
I like taking out the slides for the Exalted Angels. I don't know if anything else.
I
I
might bring
mean,
in like seals. I think like
one
seals. I think
seal
one
or
seal.
two
Yeah,
seals for a scroll.
yeah.
Yeah, that might be it.
I mean, like I don't. Yeah, I mean, I guess Decree Justice is never really bad. Like so, like even if you just get in a spot where you're able to cycle it for 2 and just start chipping in for damage, as long as you don't have to deploy a Slice and Dice defensively, then you should be fine.
BK says to cut humility.
Humility, okay.
All
I
right.
can see that. I mean, like I know when I played like the blue white land still decks, which are obviously very different than what Flores is playing. Let me update the match scores. Um, Humility has been a proactive card that makes me feel a little bit safer against a card like Ball Lightning. But I do think Flores has just so many answers to the 6/1 that I don't think Humility really is necessary.
Quest for the Shark likes my references. Well, I've got another one for you here. Quest for the Shark. Let's see if let's see if they picked up on it. One of my favorite mugs. Um,
So is Quest for the Shark Jeff? Because I thought Jeff had a different handle. Jeff White.
Yeah, I thought he did too. Who are you? Quest for the shark. Reveal yourself.
Maybe he wants to stay anonymous.
Okay, well, you don't have to. Maybe it's not a he.
Yeah, okay, so does Jeff. All right.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I think I just yelled in the mic. Hey, Jeff.
Do you feel like any of the tools that Mano has brought in kind of sway the matchup, or do you think it's still kind of a uphill battle for him?
I don't know. I think if I'm Mano, I'm gonna mulligan at least down to 5 um to try to get an anarchy. Um, I just think it's gonna be so important. It's one of the reasons why, like, I don't know about other slide players. I don't know about you, Mike, but whenever I decide to run anarchy in a list, I want 3 in my sideboard. I feel like if I need it badly enough to bring it in, I really want to draw, you draw at least one. I usually don't want to draw 2, but I want to draw at least one, and so it's usually a minimum of 3 anarchy in my list.
Well, it's interesting. I feel like a lot of times that I've had anarchy in my sideboard, it's been against the metagame was very different. There were a lot of blue white was really like the main deck, and now there's parfait decks in like this deck that are different than the blue white one with permission. But yeah, I see what you're saying. So going back to this game, Mano has deployed a lightning bolt at Flores's face, and now
Incinerate.
Incinerate. Yeah, it's like the
Is it a counter spell? Is it?
And now Flores is going to have an Enlightened Tutor after Mano has played a Seal of Fire. So are we getting a rune, or is we getting a...
Probably seal of cleansing. You know, gotta get rid of that seal.
Rune of Protection, red. All right.
1914 for life total looks like. Thanks, BK.
All right, so in a spot where Mano doesn't have like recurring sources of damage, he's got a... So I guess here this Flores is just taking this 3 as a sort of respectable ball lightning. Because if Mano just fired... Oh, is this in response? That's probably what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to assume that was in response.
Yeah.
Of the rune.
I mean, if you're Flores, I think you probably take it regardless, but...
All right, we got a Renewed Faith. This one's just being cast.
Whew.
Back up to 17. Yeah, I mean, like, from Flores, that feels real good. That Renewed Faith is just... I mean, I think that's a card that just, like, really changes the dynamic of this matchup. Like, if you talk about a lot of the other, like, kind of dirtly decks, you just get too low, and just the ability to gain 6 from a card. And sometimes you can just gain 2 and replace itself.
Flash fires.
Flash fires.
Oh man, what a card. That would be pretty decent in this matchup for sure, but it would be real bad in a lot of other matchups in probably what, like 99% of it. No,
Yeah.
maybe like 95% of the other matchups. Yeah, BK, I was thinking this too, Mike. Like, it's almost like the white ball lightning is the Renewed Faith.
I would say the white ball lighting was referred as waylay. That was the white ball lighting. So
Until they changed the rules.
yeah,
Yeah.
Which is a card I've looked at, trying to see if it can have a role in pre-modern. I haven't figured out anything, but meanwhile, things not looking great for Mano. The Jackal Pup was briefly in play before it got shot down with the Lightning Rift.
Yeah, with what was a slice and dice, I think.
Oh.
I mean, no, he probably rifted. I don't think he slice and diced.
He probably no. He
His
the
face.
slice and dice dealt the damage to the creature, and then the 2 went to the face with the trigger. All right, Mano can deploy more seal cleansing or seal of fires, but things do not look good for the Sly player. Ooh, Ooh, I see a life total. Oh, has Mike had that the whole time? I haven't noticed.
It's not our job to notice things. We just tell stories.
Yeah.
Is
People,
this the fabled match that Rip Death Slide actually wins?
all right, we're cycling a spark spray that will. The trigger will deal 2 damage to the Mano, and then the Mog Fanatic stays in play. So Flores is in a comfortable enough position that he's able to just ignore the 1/1.
He's gonna use that rune of protection.
He's going to use that Rishon import in the form of a Mog Fanatic. That's what it is. And now we have another Spark Spray. Yep, we're just going straight for the head. So I think Mano's on a clock. He's got 4 more cycles before he's done for him. Oh, did we miss another Renewed Faith?
He did play a second one, yeah.
Okay. I did.
Sorry, I thought you got it.
Nope. Even more salt in the wound from Mano's perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one might be cycled. This is not going the red deck's way. I haven't paid attention enough to the mana if this is a cycled Renewed Faith with lightning. I think you just cycle here and deal 4. Mano is pausing. I mean, I guess this is a spot to pick a fight when Flores only has 2 untapped white sources. And I think he's decided that he does not have the resources to kill Flores in the time. Because it really only took 1 more cycler, so
yeah.
Mano will pack it up and
no anarchy in sight.
No anarchy, and then Flores gets his first one of the PSS. So let's jump down to the players and see if they have anything to say about this match.
Bolt, Price of Progress, Fire Blast, Incinerate, 2 lands, one of which was a ring. So it was.
Oh, that's ugly.
I mean, I think it's better than 5, but like I can't really.
I mean, your game plan, I think, has to be like some sort of threats, and then getting enough mana to get to Anarchy.
It does, yeah. I mean, I can, if I had Anarchy there, I don't know, like I certainly have a shot. Even though you're 23, I have absurd amounts of damage in my hand, obviously.
Oh yeah. Obviously, I thought you would have blown the seals when in response to the. It
was only the 1 seal, and I was like, I don't know, like I'm not going to win this game if I don't kill the seal anyway. So if I don't kill, and I can keep it around to have it in response to like a late game cycle, just have it in play to be able to respond with, right? I can't win the game if I don't kill the seal, or I mean, kill your rune at some point. So felt moot.
Yeah. Well, I think that like, unless you think that you're going to be able to seal a face down Exalted Angel, the destiny of that seal is just to deal 2, right? Whether you do it in response or
right, but maybe it can be weird later. Like it could, I guess.
Oh, like he just trick me into tapping my mana?
No, but you're right. That's just it. It didn't actually matter, but you're right. There's no reason to do it because it's not going to be a secret, right? It's in play. So yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I mean, the one thing it might change the clock in terms of like
5 1-drops.
Oh, we're not muted.
Yeah, the worst 1-drops, I thought. And I just hope to get lucky with the Ball Lightning. These are definitely better than these stupid creatures. These are really good.
Yeah, the Anarchy is awesome. Wait, don't you have Flaring Pain in your side?
I didn't bring it in. I honestly didn't want to have too many fully reactive cards,
But I'm not a blue deck. You could just cast a Flaring Pain and then unload your hand. I'm just dead. Like in the situation that you were in.
Yeah, but if you don't have Rune and I need to draw an clearly drawing Flaring Pain there would have been great. And in retrospect, maybe I should have had it. But like I didn't want to like have too many weird, clunky, non-damage cards, I didn't want to like sideboard out of, but I think it was just wrong.
Yeah, I think like if in the games that you're gonna be like way ahead, that Pup and Ball Lightning are really good, but like they're also the most vulnerable to like Spark Spray.
Yeah, but I still think like Pup has to be better than these, right?
Yes, especially if you're on the play. They said to unmute them.
Yeah, I did. I unmuted them.
Oh, I didn't yet. Hold on, give me a second. Pup
has to be better than these. I think Flaring Pain should have just been in. That's That's
Yeah.
I probably just misread that.
That's why I was like, even though I was at pretty high life, I was just and had a circle in play. That's why I was hard casting the renewed faith, because I wanted to be like way out of like if you just had flaring pain shoot you for 100 things.
Yeah. It's also hard though. Like flaring pain costs 2. Like it's fine. I should have had it in my deck, but I just felt like I didn't want to have too many do nothings, But I think the third do nothing is probably fine.
Yeah, I think Sulfuric Vortex is deceptively not that great. I cited in the seal.
Yeah, but these cards, they do something. Like these do nothing. You have 4 slice and dices. You have 4 spark sprays. You have like
That's true.
You've like I don't know. Like maybe I get in a hit with one of these, and also Ring is like kind of okay against you because it gets around all your weird shit, and I don't want to.
Ring is great.
I don't know.
I'm a fan of Ring.
Yeah. So anyway, that was it. But that was like at least it was quick, non-match. So. Could have been bed an hour ago if I could have got home 5 minutes earlier.
That's the thing he's focusing to be mad about. All right.
Well, Mano, it was very generous of you to finally give Flores to win.
Yeah.
I know.
That was I was trying to shoot for the 07, Nah, that's not going to be possible. Or it would have been like a good story if Aaron won tonight. I was like 06, Aaron was 6-0, and then like that would be like a weird.
Yeah, he just like feeds off. Like, you guys have just a perfect balance of like
a weird like dialectical 6-1-1-6. Now that's not going to happen. So, but thanks, Mano. I appreciate your generosity.
Yeah, it's the least I could do. I was between a rock and a hard place. There was no good way for me to play this. I don't think.
I was surprised you banned Replenish instead of red white. Like your red deck is set up great against my Replenish deck. You have the Phyrexian Furnace beats me in game 1.
It's one card though,
You're gonna see it. Like I stopped drawing cards if I hit the confinement combo. You literally are gonna see it.
Maybe I'm underestimating that, but like I don't know.
Was terrified of that. Also,
you're terrified of that one furnace.
One furnace, yeah.
Fuck. I think you might be too terrified of it.
I don't know, man. Also, like my Replenish deck is like 100 soul lands. Like you have Price of Progress.
Yeah, but I thought there was a pretty good chance you were going to ban Sly. So
why would I ban Sly?
I don't know. Like it's
the only deck I can beat.
I don't know. Like the discard seems pretty bad here. Would you rather be playing against Sly or Black Red in this matchup?
I would rather have been playing against Sly. I think the Black Red deck is like
eventually you're going to just draw an Enlightened Tutor or a Rift, and once it hits the board in Black Red, I just cannot win. I'm like that deck doesn't close, and then you're just going to win with your recursion and your cycling. So I don't know.
I thought your Black Red deck was a pretty good option against me. Like I think Black Red is probably pretty good against my Replenish deck too. But I don't know. I never played that matchup.
Yeah, it's okay. But the problem is I discard all your shit, and then you intuition for Replenish end of turn, and all my discard is undone.
Oh, that is true. That's
the problem. That's why I really didn't want to be stuck playing a discard deck against Replenish just because of that. All this work, and you have 7 outs to rip off the top to just absolutely murder me in one shot.
Yeah, I think like the way that I was set up, I was gonna have a deck, whether it was Replenish or red white, that was at least pretty good against your red deck or your red black deck.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And I had to keep Stasis because I think I was slightly favored in every matchup with Stasis.
Oh no! I was never gonna play Stasis.
There's no way in the world. So
never.
I knew whatever deck I banned, you were gonna play the other non-Stasis deck. And so I was like, what's my best setup there? And there were no good ones. I was like a 40 to 45% dog, I thought, in every single iteration of that.
Well, Metelsky kicked me down the stairs week 1, mono red against Replenish. So
he did. Didn't you you whiffed one lands for like 4 turns though or something?
Yeah, I kept Careful Study Squee and just never drew a land.
So. He killed you on turn 3.5 or something though too, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean I had Swords of Plowshares. I just never had a planes to cast it.
Okay.
Right. No, that was my out game 1. When you didn't play a land on turn 3, I'm like, wow, I might do this. I have a shot here. And then nothing else went according to plan from that moment on. That was the high point of the match. You not playing a land on turn 3.
I think people maybe underrate hard casting the Renewed Faith.
That is a fucking ball breaker, man. It's unbelievable. Every time you cast that, I slink a little more in my chair.
I mean, that makes a huge difference. Like when you have a kind of a clunky deck that a lot of times you just die to the slide deck but renewed faith makes a huge difference.
Are you accusing my red white deck of being clunky?
Yes.
So, so Flint, can we put an asterisk next to our bet? Like, did I say like it had the highest win rate or the highest win rate among decks I played?
We can talk about it later, but there were two parts to the bet, and you lost them both. I have the direct message with exactly what you wrote me, and I even screenshotted it in case there's some way to rescind a message.
I think there are.
So my penalty is I'll have to play a good deck at Lobster Con.
I will be picking Mike Flores' Lobster Con deck.
Wow, that was the bet?
The bet was if my red white deck had to be the best performing deck in the PSS.
Well,
else Flint picks your deck?
What? Yeah, if I lose, then Flint picks my deck.
And if I lost the bet, he got to pick mine.
See, the thing is, Flint is going to give you something sweet, though. That's
yeah, I know.
It's actually it's actually like probably a benefit for Flores. Like Flores was gonna audible to something wild, and Flint's just going to give him a nicely tuned 75.
No, me and Flint brewed a Flint 2022 deck with a different sideboard for the only thing that might matter. Maybe we go with that one. That deck could beat Parfait. That's what evidence showed last year.
We shall see. We shall see.
All right. Well, fuck you.
A battle among friends. There we go.
Thanks for the game, Spano. Thanks for your generosity.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure as usual.
Night, Princess.
All right, have a good one. All right, Flint. Let's wrap things up. I will bring up. Let me bring up the schedule, and then I have to update it to next week's. So let me just bring up the next week's schedule. So looking ahead, we have our last week of regular Swiss play. We're going to start things off with Tom against Rich Shea. Ryan will be in the booth, and then Ryan will play against Christian with BK doing commentary with me. And then BK will face off against Mano, and bring out the last match, we have Aaron against Flores. So that the top against the bottom, I guess, is how it's going to be. So how are these matches shaping up? I'm going to jump over to the standings. Where are we at there? Let's find that slide. So these standings were after last week, so they don't include tonight. So where are we looking in terms of, so Aaron's 5-1.
Yep.
And Rich is
4-2.
4-2. BK is also 4-2. Mano is 2-3. Ryan's 2-3. Christian is 2-3. And Tom's 3-3.
Did Christian win tonight?
Christian lost to BK.
So is he 2-4?
He's 2-4. Yeah, I think I said 2-3. Yes, he's 2-4.
Yeah.
So Tom is looking for a win to get to 4-3. And Mano has 2 matches where he potentially could be 4-3, or Ryan.
Both Ryan and Mano have to play their match.
Okay. So that really, so basically in the hunt would be Tom, Ryan, and Mano.
We'll have to see if we can get them to play their match before next week's PSS. So
yeah, so I think probably what might happen is they might record their match off stream, and then we'll do a broadcast of it and do commentary over it live. I think that's probably, given our time schedule, that's probably what's going to happen. I know I don't have a lot of flexibility beyond this one night, so I'm guessing that will be happen. And actually, that might actually really work out. That might be the last one that we do next week, and that might be the decider for our 4th slot. If one of those players are able to win next week. So so we had, I think we had a lot of variables at the beginning of this week, and now we're kind of settled in and we have a clearer picture of what's going to happen for our top 4, but still not that. I think that 4th slot is highly contested with Ryan, Bryan, and Tom. So so that should be really fun, and I'm looking forward to it. All right. What do you have to say, Flint? Anything you want to add before we say goodnight? Do we want to talk about anything else?
I have a lot to say, but I'll keep it succinct. Population Zero, thanks for the subscription. While we were chatting there with Prime. As always, thanks to the players for playing. Thanks to the viewers and for the active chat tonight. It's always fun to read everybody's comments and their observations, jokes, non sequiturs, etc. Always a pleasure to commentate with you, Mike. It's good to be back after taking last week off.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next week.
Yeah, I guess I'll just mention the fall brawl. We do have all our most of our matches complete. At least for the top 8 players. I am going to try and figure out as soon as I can when we plan to broadcast those top 8 matches. But another thing that you can tune in and get pre-modern action. It's always a fun tournament to do. But beyond that, yeah, I want to thank everyone the viewers, just for tuning in week after week and keeping this thing going. And I'm having a lot of fun with it, and hope you're enjoying the content. But yeah, and thanks for all the support, the follows, and the subscriptions. And yeah, I will see everyone next week. And until next time, take care.
Night, everybody.